Hello everyone, this is Sir Cheddar here, and I'm bringing another video to you on the Yui660c design. Today we are going to be looking at the Yui660c V4, which is on the left, and the Yui660c V5, and I'm going to identify the minimal changes which have been made between the V4 and the V5, and also I have some more interesting things that I can show you that are in development or that have been produced, as well as I'll go over again how the angling feet can function with these designs. So here is the Yui660c V4 version. So you can see how the daughter board mounts. You can see the USB cutout. And one issue that I had identified was that the screws are very close to the sidewall, and it's not very fun during the installation process because it's a very tight fit. So I have the ability to cut out some extra material there to make it so the screws can go in easier, and also these points here, they can be extended a little bit more to add a little bit of that extra weight to the board, which has been removed from the other adjustments which are being made. So this is the assembled Yui660c V4, and this is a non-assembled version, just so you can see. Yep, so that's the case design there. Another note that I saw, another thing that I have been considering, let me see if I can focus the camera on it, but this little part here that helps to hold the plate in is lower level than this panel here, this little surface here, and I figured I could make them even, and it would clean up the design a little bit without having any effect on the daughter board mounting. So that's another one of the changes which were done to the V5 version. The bottom panel was not at all adjusted because actually I'm quite happy with how it's working so far. So let me bring over the V5 here, and you can see the new cutouts. I think they look really interesting and cool, and they have the opportunity to make the customer experience a little bit better and make the board more refined. And then you can see here, this surface here, this one here, has been raised up to be level with this part. This little like ledge here, this very tiny edge. That also is going to, I have received a lot of inquiries about, I wouldn't say a lot, but I've received a decent amount of inquiries about adapting this board for MX, and I've always had that in the back of my mind, but by adjusting the surface to be flat, I see easier opportunities for plate mounting in the future if I need to implement it. So I'm happy to make that change, and these are very minor changes that don't really affect the board in any noticeable way, but I wanted to call them out anyways for documentation purposes and any customers who have been following this project. So another thing which I wanted to identify here is how the bottom feet work. I know I've showed this before in another video, but I figured it's worth it to show anybody who hasn't seen how the angling feet work. Right now, I'm only offering the angling feet with a 3D printed version because it's very affordable. That being said, it can be produced in aluminum or brass or steel. However, it's expensive, especially if it's a low quantity order. So just keep that in mind. But so here's these little adjustable feet that I made. And as you all have seen probably in the previous video, but they have these little mounts here which help to fill in the counter bore holes on the bottom panel, and they have little recesses for rubber feet. they use the same rubber feet as the bottom panel, so there's a lot of reusability here. And they reuse all of the same holes, so there's no extra holes in the board, which was my target for the feet development process. So you can see here, it will kind of just fill in all of the holes here. And the standard mounting screws don't work, so you have to use a little bit extended versions of the M3 wafer head screws that I have, but yeah, I have plenty of those, so those are available if you do decide to go for a version with the angling feet. Yeah, but so that's a little summary on the changes from the V4 to the V5, and I guess my target for this project was to make an extremely refined 660C case that's flat and very low profile, which I accomplished. It's lower profile than the stock plastic case, which are usually hard to do because those plastic cases are made very, very minimally and thin. And also I was able to achieve some other goals of mine, like having the angling option, having high weight but not a super large footprint, especially on the fronts and the sides. I think I'll just flip this over so you can see. Actually, it might be better to just show you for anybody who hasn't seen how the board looks when it's assembled. I think I really feel like this has a refined look that's not too far from my aesthetic that I've always tried to follow, which is it's interesting. It's a very minimalistic kind of brutalist style, but I love it like that. So, and I have one last little detail to show, which is very exciting. But I received an inquiry about a pink color, which I've posted on my website, but I haven't received any inquiries for yet that have proceeded to go for orders, because it's quite a niche market, bright pink keywords. But I have the exciting thing is I have the pink sample on hand ordered, and it's really cool. So I'm happy to show it now. It is bright pink. It's exactly what I went for, and I think they really nailed the color. And some of you have mentioned that the color can look red in some pictures. I absolutely agree with the fact that it can look red in some pictures, but I promise in real life it is very magenta. It does not appear red in from your physical eyes, but yeah, it does have that effect when you're looking at it from some of the lighting angles. And I've had a very difficult time properly photographing the pink color, because it's a very dynamic color, and the factory they accepted this color as a challenge. I gave them a coded Pantone color to follow, which is really difficult for anodizing, and they really nailed it. So I'm super happy with how this turned out. So yeah, it's just another little exciting development which I wanted to show everybody for this. So those are the updates for the Yui660c, the V5 version. I think the two minor little changes that have been made, I think, are both interesting and positive improvements on the case. And I'm really I feel that the V4 is a fully capable board on its own. However, I think the V5 is even bringing it to a more refined state, which is something that I'm really happy about. So yeah, I think that is everything for this video. This is going to be a real quick one, but I just wanted to give you all the interesting updates on this development process. I think real quick I will show what I mean about the screws being difficult to assemble here. So, oh my gosh, this is going to be difficult. So when you now, with this extra amount of material, you have a little bit more clearance for the screw on this direction here, this little space here. So it does definitely help. It is something I have been noticing, and I think it's about time that I get that issue resolved. So I went ahead and did that. So I think that will be everything for today. As always, definitely, if you're interested in any of these, definitely reach out via my website. You can send me an email there, and I usually get back within a few days or even a day, depending on how busy I am with my own real life things going on and ambitions. But yeah, I'm pretty responsive there. If you have any sort of inquiries, I'm usually willing to at least discuss them. And yeah, I think stay tuned here. I think there's some more developments. I think there's going to be some more 40% on the horizon, as well as I'm still working on that wedge bottom for the Yui660c standard version. So keep posted here and keep an eye on this video sets and this channel, and I will keep updating on these projects as I continue the development process. But it's been really fun, and it continues to be really fun. So thank you very much again for taking a look at these projects, and have a great day.